Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video, and this one was a request from WLTE Enthusiast 7014. If I've got that name right, it's nigh miraculous because I forgot to write it down, so I had to do that from memory. Bearing in mind that I can never remember Laserjet Jordan's full name, you know, unless I had it written down somewhere. If I have got that right, yeah, it's a miracle for 2026. Anyway, if I haven't got it right, you'll see the name in the description. So he has requested a run from Colchester to London Liverpool Street, so we are on the Great Eastern Main Line, and yeah, he did also specify the stops. It is most definitely a fast service, so yeah, not a problem. We'll be stopping at Marks Tey, which is not often stopped at with fast services, but nevertheless we should be able to. Whitham, Chelmsford, Shenfield, Romford, Stratford and Liverpool Street. Certainly won't have any problems as far as stopping at any of those. Now, as far as the choice of loco, it is a Class 379, which he did ask for. Now, he did ask for a 12-car train, but there isn't one. And the fact that there isn't an option for a 12-car train gives me the impression that there weren't any 12-car Class 379s. I don't know if that is the case or not, but I'm having to assume it because, yeah, there isn't one here. So we're going to go with 8-car. It's still good enough. Class 379s actually are up there with the Class 465 and 466. They really do take the crown. That is the crown for the most boring liveries of any train within the game, because they are all like white with a little bit of colour somewhere, but you know, you've got to look pretty hard to see it. Yeah, really dull, boring liveries on all of them. So yeah, in that regard I'm not a fan of them, but in every other regard I do like the 379. They are a good drive. Right, as far as the specifics, again, these were all specified, so it is summer, it is clear, and it is 2:30 PM. So there we go, that is the setup. Let's get this up and running. And here we are. So yeah, here is our Abellio Great Anglia 379 at Colchester. It looks like we are on the, well, yeah, we're on the platform that is technically the longest platform in the country, but the thing is, yeah, our part of it ends there. The rest of it then carries on way down here, so I would dispute their claim about this being the longest in the country. As we have a Class 66 approaching. A Freightliner or a power haul one? It is a Freightliner. With a load of empty yeah, cargo flats. I would not fancy driving that thing. We also have plenty of Class 360s up ahead in the sidings, but anyway, let's get our train set up. See, we even have the option here to set 12. So, yeah, I really don't know why there were no 12 car consist options there. Let's okay, while we're here, let's well, we're already on day running, so let's turn off the tail lights. That's all we need to worry about. Now here, I don't want driver only operation, so we will put in my usual number, and our route code is 1014. There you go, London Liverpool Street. And if we take a look outside, we should see that, yeah, not only on the front, but also on the side carriages as well. So we'll let the passengers on, and then yeah, once they are all on, we shall get underway. So Liverpool Street is 51.5 miles away. Shouldn't take too long to do this run, because we haven't got a huge amount of stops. Yeah, 6 stops along the way. The 7th stop is Liverpool Street itself. Right, let me just double check. Yeah, okay, that signal is green. We're all set. Let's get underway. So we start off immediately in a 90 mph zone, which suits me absolutely fine. And that soon goes up to 100 mph zone. And the acceleration rate of the old 379s is pretty damn good, so yeah, we'll have no problem there. So maximum speed is 100 mph. There we go, we're in the 100 zone. So yeah, we have a lot of like greenery in this part of North Essex. There's also a lot of farmland in this part of North Essex as well, but we've not quite reached those yet. Believe me, there's no shortage of it. We'll certainly know when we are there. Now this is almost the return trip of a video I did a few weeks back. Well, I took the 379 to Harwich. Anyone who saw that video will remember that yeah, there was a lot of pissing about to actually try and get to Harwich. It sent us there via Ipswich. But doing the journey back from Harwich to London, no problem, doesn't send you the wrong way there at all. So yeah, I don't quite know what was going on there, but it wasn't exactly ideal. So Marks Tey is our next station. This is our first stop. We're still accelerating at a pretty good rate, but once we reach 100, we are not going to. We're sticking at 99.9, so oh well. we're going to need to brake harder than that. So there goes a crappy old 66. No, hang on, no, the 66 is on the left hand side. No, the crappy old 360 I meant. I do get a bit bored with the 66 because every freight run you see is always done by a 66, but I mean, you can't say they are not good freight locos. They really do the business. So here we are then at Marks Tey. Don't really know much about this place. I've never actually sort of been here. I've always gone through it. Usually if I'm in this part of Essex it's because I'm on my way to Colchester. I don't usually stop off here. I've never had any reason to. It looks nice enough. Also looks like there's next to bugger all here, which oh well. That's what I was waiting for. Off we go. Well, as I speak, it looks like it has just stopped snowing. We also have a burst water main on our road, and as a result we currently have no water, and yet we received no notification that the water supply was going to be cut off while they were doing the repair, which was really good of them. So this cup of tea I've got, well, I may have to make it last. So I think the next station is Hatfield Peveril, but we will not be going, or we will not be stopping there. I also noticed when I was looking at the options for starting this, that as well as the Colchester station where we started, we also had the option to start at Colchester town station. I was tempted to do so, but I figured that, yeah, if he wanted us to start there, he would have asked for it, so yeah, I stuck with Colchester. It's not really going to make a huge amount of difference. So we are going downhill with a very slight gradient, 1 in 255. It's not going to have any impact on our speed or our acceleration. So it's actually Chelmsford, which is the next stop. Just going to absolutely race through there. We have another 360 coming up. No, we haven't. We've got a 90 coming up. At some point I've got to do a Class 90 freight run. So yeah, here we are at Chelmsford. I think that level crossing there was the reason why we had the whistle sign. There we go, there's the other next one. So it is actually Whitham that's next. That is our next stop. This is where everyone would need to get off if they want the Braintree branch line. Yeah, I think I do need to start braking now. There we are. So that is yeah, Whitham. So yeah, this line here, that's the line that you would need to yeah, if you are taking the Braintree branch. Look at the rear of the train. Yeah, there is the Braintree branch there. So onwards. So our next stop is Chelmsford. I don't think it's the next station though. We are going uphill at this point, 1 in 155. It's It's a fairly steep climb actually for Essex. Essex is quite flat. Well, for the most part. As you get closer to the coast, it becomes a bit more hilly and that. So yeah, Hatfield Peveril is next. So we're not stopping here, we'll just go straight through. I think, yeah, there isn't really any more stations until Chelmsford. Put it this way, I can't think of any others. But I'm sure, yeah, after Hatfield Peveril is, yeah, Chelmsford next. You'd think I'd know the county I live in a bit better than I actually do. So yeah, as stations go, that one is, well, at least there is a station building, but it's yeah, not exactly fantastic, is it? Certainly eating through the miles in this thing. I mean, the fact that it accelerates so quickly and, you know, gets to 100 with no trouble at all. Yeah, certainly helps us to get through these journeys a bit lively. So most of the time when I've been on this line, in fact I think every time I've been on this line, I've always been in a class 321, and there was never much of a sense of speed in them. So even though the line speed for this line is a lot faster, well, yeah, it's a good deal faster than the LTS line. We have another 360 going by. It never felt it. But yeah, the top speed for this line, as you've seen, is 100. Once we get to Shenfield, the top speed from there until London is 90. But the top speed on the LTS line is 75. And if you end up going, you know, via Stanford-le-Hope, Tilbury and all that way, the top speed for that whole section is only 60. So we got some speed reductions coming up, which means we must be approaching Chelmsford station. So we're certainly fine for the 85 section coming up, but it's the 60 zone that we're really concerned with. And there is Chelmsford on the route display. So into the 85 zone, we are fine for the 60 zone. There we go, into the 60 zone. Another 360 passing us by. I'm happy to say I've never been on a class 360, or at least not that I'm aware of. Thing is, in the game, they're another one of those trains that are staggeringly dull to look at. They have no character or anything, but they're actually not that bad to drive. Yeah, you can put the class 365 very much into that category. I would reluctantly put the 456 in that category. I'm not a fan of the 456 at all, but it's not a bad one to drive actually. Anyway, here we are at Chelmsford. Always mystifies me how this is the county town of Essex. Colchester, I think, is far more suited. Southend, I think, is far more suited to it than Chelmsford, but still, there we go. Doors closing. So our next stop is Shenfield. The next station is Ingatstone. And once we're at Shenfield, we are then on the part of the line that I know pretty well. I think we had a bit of wheel slip there. Here's the long old viaduct that always need to cross as we leave Chelmsford. And there is the Chelmer. So we're now in an 85 zone. I think a lot of this stretch, certainly until we reach Shenfield, stays at 85. Shenfield is basically North Brentwood. It is a bit of a snobby area actually, Shenfield. It's Brentwood I think is actually quite nice. I've got no problem with Brentwood. It's alright there. As long as you stick to the actual Brentwood area, but yeah, North Brentwood and Shenfield, it's one of those places where they will look down on you if your bank balance is, you know, less than halfway towards 7 figures. Must be another level crossing. Yeah, there it is. So we're very much into the farmland now, I think, here. Maybe not on that side. Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah, on that side. And very much on that side. So Ingatstone is coming up. Ingatstone ain't too bad. There's not a lot there, but it's all right. Another class 90. Does rather show the age of the DLC that yeah, we still have class 90s running. The routes that the class 90s used to take are now very much the role of the class 745 and 755. So yeah, here we are at Ingatstone. Yeah, so it's not a bad place, but there's not a hell of a lot there. So Shenfield is next. Just before we pull into Shenfield, we will see coming up from our left the line that yeah, is coming here from Southend. I keep missing the line that would branch off here and goes to Clacton and Walton on the Naze. I can never remember exactly where that turning is. So yeah, speed reduction down to 75. There is Shenfield on the route display. We're going up a fairly steep gradient here as we approach Shenfield Station, 1 in 161. There is the line from Southend joining us. So from this point onwards, yeah, we are on a 4-line route. And this is where we start to get the million and one bloody London commuter stops, and none of the trains coming up from Southend or coming over from, you know, Colchester, Ipswich, whatever. None of those trains would stop at any of these commuter stops that are coming up here. So here we are at Shenfield. For some reason the doors aren't opening. And we have stopped. We are absolutely fine. What's this alert here saying? Safety systems isolated. Oh, that's alright. I'm not fussed about that. But yeah, doors are not opening. There's absolutely no reason for them not to open, but nevertheless, none of them have. Oh, well, if they're not going to open, they're not going to open. Let's get back underway. We made the stop anyway. So next stop is Romford. Not my favourite part of Essex. Anyone who's seen any of my videos, I think by now are very well aware of what I think of Romford. So yeah, Brentwood coming up. We're now entering 80 zone, there we are, and then 90 zone coming up pretty soon after that. And a bit of a steep downward gradient as we approach Brentwood. I can't say I've ever noticed it while I've been on this line. And 1 in 129. I would explain why I've never really noticed it. Okay, so it's now 1 in 104. That's a bit. There's a bit more. Yeah, here is Brentwood Station. The stations are now going to come along pretty thick and fast. So yeah, Brentwood's alright, I do like it here. Now 1 in 99, I really haven't noticed it being that steep before. I'm trying to remember which station's first. I think it might be Manor Park. Which is really just part of Romford. In fact, no, it's Harold Wood, but I mean that's really part of. Admittedly, it's right at the very outskirts of Romford, but nevertheless, it is considered part of Romford. another 360. I suppose it's part of Romford in the same way that Hadley is part of Southend. You know, it is considered a part of the actual general area of Southend, but it's nowhere fucking near it. And yeah, I think Harold Wood is the same with regards to Romford. So it's actually Gideon Park that's next after this, not Manor Park. Actually, thinking about it, Manor Park is an underground station, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, so this is Harold Wood. This is sort of like the nice-ish part of Romford. Gideon Park is next, that is certainly Romford. So I think Romford Station itself may be the next one. Yeah, it is. So, yeah, Gideon Park Station right here. We would not normally have taken this line, we would have gone straight through the middle of it. It's probably about time I started braking. Certainly wouldn't have been getting any 12-car trains into this station. So let's see. Alright, looks like the doors are opening here. Yeah, so we had no problem at this stop, but for some reason, yeah. I can't say I blame the doors for refusing to open at Shenfield. Why would anyone want to get off there in the first place? Anyway, this is Romford. Feast your eyes if you dare. Not just the biggest shithole in Essex, it's one of the biggest shitholes in the country. Very much up there with Doncaster, Walsall and Sunderland. Right. I think I've missed the guard signal. I'll just give me own and let's get underway. So our next stop is Stratford. We've got a little way to go before we are there. Chadwell Heath is our next, well, the next station. I think there's a fair size train depot around Chadwell Heath. Looks like we've got a fair size freight depot here. I really wish it wouldn't keep doing that. So yeah, Chadwell Heath, Goodmays, I can't remember the third one, but yeah, there's three of them all come along in quick succession. It might be Seven Kings. Oh, that's my first speeding error. Yeah, it is Seven Kings next. I'm only 10 miles away from completing this one, but no, got a speeding error right there. So anyway, yeah, Chadwell Heath, there we go. We may as well stick with the exterior view actually, because yeah, Goodmays and Seven Kings are all coming along in pretty quick succession. And they're not even the closest stations to each other. So yeah, here is Goodmays. And yeah, next is Seven Kings. Then we have Ilford, which, yeah, this is one of those times where I'm really glad we're in a fast train, because Ilford is another absolute festering pit. So at least we are not going to be stopping in this one. Oh, there's Manor Park. So it's not an underground station. I think I was thinking of actually I'm not sure what I was thinking of. I was about to say Manor House, but no, it's Mansion House, and I certainly wasn't getting Manor Park mixed up with there. So yeah, this is Ilford. There you go, welcome to Ilford, and you really are welcome to it. Right, yeah, Manor Park. Forest Gate coming next, the infamous Maryland, which means Stratford is now pretty close by, because it is genuinely, it can be quicker to get off the train at Maryland and walk to Stratford than it is to actually stay on the train and wait for it to drive to Stratford. That's not an exaggeration, that can frequently happen. They are so close to each other, it's ludicrous that the station even exists. Anyway, that was Forest Gate we just went through. So yeah, I'm braking for Stratford, but we're having to do it before we even reach Maryland because of how close they are. So, yeah, so here is Maryland, the infamous Maryland as I refer to it. The chances are I'm one of only a very few people who actually think of it as infamous. So here is Stratford, not Stratford International. Stratford International is the station that is on the lower levels. So it's the station is over, yeah, that, well, behind my image in the webcam here. But yeah, this part that we're in is the sort of like it's the crappy part of Stratford. If there's one thing Stratford has a lot of, it's crappy parts. Actually got the guard signal. So anyway, that is Stratford done. Next stop is Liverpool Street. It's the only stop that remains. We do actually pass Bethnal Green station, but we can't stop there on this line. It's sort of, you would just be turning off this line in order to get to Bethnal Green station. But you have to be going in the other direction. You have to be coming from Liverpool Street in order to get to the turning that takes you into Bethnal Green. Bethnal Green's another one of those parts of London that everyone will tell you is an absolute shithole. I've got no problem with it at all. I think it's absolutely fine. I know plenty of people who live there and they're all properly decent. Admittedly, some of them, in fact a fair few of them now, have moved away from there, but yeah, it's alright there. So, the first of the speed reductions, or the staggered speed reductions, as we are approaching Liverpool Street. The alert for the 60 zone. We're already below 60, so we're fine. There goes another 90. See, now that was the Anglia livery for the 90. Why couldn't we have had that livery available for the no, for the 379? So there's boring old white everywhere. So that's the alert for the 40 zone coming up. You have a bit of a downhill gradient coming up as well, but compared to some London terminuses, the gradient on the approach to Liverpool Street is not too bad, and at least it has the decency of not being right, you know, as you are about to enter the station. I think of all the terminuses, the one that has the easiest and the smoothest entrance is definitely Paddington. So yeah, we're into the 40 zone. So we're just passing Bethnal Green Station there. Okay, I thought you were. In fact, I think that was it back there. So yeah, I got that timing of it wrong. So we're on a 1 in 70 downhill. But yeah, there's a good sort of like distance between this downhill section and Liverpool Street Station itself. There's a gherkin just off to, yeah, just over there, Shard over in the distance. I overdid the braking there somewhat. The Liverpool Street Station is right in the sort of in and around the square mile, the actual city of London, all the financial district and all that. And you've got Bank Station quite close by. You know, into the 30 zone. That red is not us. Can't see our one. Could really do with a repeater signal somewhere around here. Okay, I think I just saw ours. Ours is, yeah, there it is. Yeah, single yellow. That's what we want. Platform 10. That's where we're heading. Nowhere near enough flange sound for it to really sound like we're approaching Liverpool Street. It's absolutely squealing like fuck only knows what whenever we are approaching here. We're going slow enough that we won't set off the TPWS. We'll apply brakes once the entire train is in the green zone, which it is now. Doesn't matter about going all the way to the buffers. I guess we'll get relatively close to them. there we are. So that, yeah, that was Colchester to Liverpool Street in the Class 379. It's a good run. I do like it. I do like being able to do a run where I'm at least familiar with part of the route. Liverpool Street is never this empty, I'll tell you that. Yeah, the 379, boring livery, but everything else about it I think is great. I do like the 379. Thing is, as good as it is, it's not even my favourite of the Electrostars, so yeah, still great, great loco to drive though, great emu. So let's see how we did. That one speeding error, I think that was all I got against me, and I should have got a clear one for this. It's yes, it's annoying that I got that one operational error. Still, by my standards, that one speeding for the entire run is pretty good going, and it's not like it was a really tiny journey either. 51 miles with only one speeding error I will certainly take, even though I am sitting here thinking that yeah, I should have been able to do that as a clear run. Mind you, I tend to think that about all of these videos I do. So anyway, that is that video done, and we'll see you at the next one.